All right, to end and wrap up and roll in out of Orlando, we will have three fantastic people, and I am not qualified to be here, so I'm going to let Erica Carroll take over.
Hey, Tim. Thanks for joining us for this week. No, AV Week.
AV Week.
Do it again.
All right, 3, 2.
Oh wait, how do you normally do your intro?
No, this isn't even an intro. This is the second half of the episode.
Oh.
So you don't have to do
You
that.
didn't tell me that.
Oh, this is the second half of the episode.
Perfect.
Okay, 3, 2. Mitchell, just put whatever you want on. I don't care.
Just take our votes.
This will end up on the front end of that video.
Say hi.
On this episode of AV Week, we are continuing our conversation from Orlando, Florida. InfoComm 2023 happened this week. Great conversations, innovative technology, and a feeling about the state of the industry. All that and more next on AV Week.
The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
This is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
We can't say the future without AI. I mean, there's no way around it. 50% of workers now believe AI is going to improve their experience. When I come into the meeting room, I need a way to incorporate my AI with what's going on in the meeting. It's almost a bring your own AI type of a concept. Most of what we do in our day-to-day is going to change significantly.
Hear the latest AV trends and predictions in this episode of Crestron's Smarter Spaces podcast on your preferred podcast platform.
This is AV Week, episode 618, recorded Friday, June 16th, 2023. InfoComm 2023, part 2. This is AV Week, your weekly wrap-up of audiovisual news and information. My name is Tim Albright. I am your host, and if you're watching, you'll notice that it's different. Quite frankly, if you listen, because I don't have my trusty SM7B, you'll also notice this is different, because we are recording this on Friday from InfoComm 2023. That is what we do. If you already listened to the first round, you heard some really great guests. This second episode is also some really great guests. First and foremost, Erin Moran.
Yes.
From Johns Hopkins University, and good Lord, Mike Peterson. Mike Peterson, who doesn't spell Peterson the normal, with a T, is from Iowa State. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am well. Both of y'all are from HETMA, so that's also what's in my head, and making sure I don't get that screwed up.
That's right.
Erin, I'm going to start with you on this. We talked to Joe Way in the last episode. HETMA had a booth, 20 by 20.
Yeah.
Busy from the word go.
Yeah.
So generically, what was your week like? How was your week?
It was way different being on the other side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm so used to being just a person who's walking around. So just the fact that I was kind of anchored in one place sort of the whole time was, it was a whole different experience. But everyone came to me instead of me going to them. So it was a little nice. Today is going to be my day, I think, to actually see some technology.
Yeah.
So I feel bad that everyone asked me, "Oh, what's cool?" And I'm like, I don't know, because I've been in that box, but it's been amazing.
All right, Mike, same question.
Yeah, I mean, it is very different to flip over to the exhibitor side, right? And so it's a learning experience for all of us. But I got to tell you, working that booth Wednesday morning, the traffic was on fire. People were obviously targeting to come back and see us, and I was giddy working the booth that morning.
Right.
It was so exciting.
Very cool. Erin, we did ask Joe this, and I'll kind of ask it a different way. But from your perspective, what do you think it says that HETMA has had such great exposure, had such success? When we talk to Bren Walker, who's on the AVIXA board, she's also a consultant. She promotes HETMA to her clients, right? I work for an integrator. I promote HETMA to the people that I interact with. Manufacturers do the same thing. What does that mean?
I mean, I think it means that we're finally being taken seriously. Like, when people see education on our badges, like they're no longer going to just kind of and walk away. Like, they know that we're going to bring questions, because we're serious technology people. We want to know all of the things, and that's just it's only going to continue to grow from there.
All right. Mike, you were the first person that I've met that self-identified as an in-house integrator.
Yes.
That caused all kinds of consternation the first time I met you. And you know, not for nothing, you came from an integration background.
That's right.
You worked for an integration house. And when you explained it to me, I'm like, holy cow, that makes a whole lot of sense. Had I been, had Hetma been, around at the time I was a tech manager, I probably would have identified the same way, right?
Sure.
That's how I got into programming.
Right.
I am not nearly the programmer that Aaron is, and never, I stopped because, lawsuits. But I get it, right? I live in the state of Illinois. The college I worked for was in Illinois. If you've never heard of Illinois, we don't have any money, so we had to do it ourselves.
Right.
Explain to somebody who would take a look at that and either immediately take offense, like you can't be an in-house, or curious as what does that mean to you? What does in-house integrator mean?
Yeah, I mean, in-house integrator for us, I mean, we run an integration shop right within the university. So we have clients. We run a full life cycle. So clients will come to us with needs. We have an engineer and an estimator. He'll go out, he'll do a needs analysis. He'll put an estimate together for them. We'll send it to them. And this is all done in D-Tools, right? So like a legitimate integrator tool that we're using. And they like the estimate. They'll send us an account number. We buy all the equipment. We have an installation team. We go install it. We program it all. We do the commissioning, and then we do the service afterwards. I mean, from the beginning to end, we are the only team involved on a full project lifecycle for an audiovisual project at our university. I'm not sure how you better define an in-house integrator.
Do you think that you are unique in that?
No, I mean, we are certainly not unique.
I don't mean like you're there's one of you.
Right.
There's not one Mike Peterson, but do you think maybe in the minority? I should ask that way.
Well, yeah, I think we're probably still in the minority,
okay.
Right? I would say, I guess it depends on the college size demographic,
okay.
Right? For colleges that, 15,000 students or more, they're probably majority of them probably have some level of in-house integration, right? You get below that, then it probably starts to get a lot more sparse. They just don't have enough staff to pull that off.
That's exactly it. Like we potentially don't have the full life cycle, but we at least control the beginning and the end. And sometimes in the middle, we need a little bit of help.
Yeah.
But for the most part, as long as we're the ones who are designing it and we're the ones who are commissioning and supporting, we at least have more control over it than just be hand-delivered a system.
So I will say this, and I will 100% give Mike credit for it. One of the things that I still have control over in my job is some of the questions that we asked, both from the AVNation side and the CTI side. And probably one of the first times I met Mike, we had that conversation.
Yes.
And he explained to me, I changed how we asked who you were at AVNation, right? Because one of the things at any media company you go to, they're going to say, oh, who are you, Aaron? Right? Where do you live? What's your favorite color? Stuff like that. But also, what do you do, right? How do you identify what you do? And used to, it was like end user, right? Or tech manager.
Right.
And now I have a menu.
Yes.
And one of those menu items is in-house integrators.
Yes.
And I will tell you, I don't know off the top of my head, but I will tell you, you're not alone.
Right.
Right? We've had several. I mean, we had good Lord, we had a huge turnout for the Ice Bar party with CTI and AVNation on Tuesday. In that registration was, and we had several.
Yes.
Right, in-house integrators. So I think you're right. Like as you get bigger, and you get, you start hiring folks who either have the experience or can gain the knowledge while they're there, is a huge benefit.
And I don't think it's limited to higher ed anymore. I think you're seeing large corporations
Absolutely.
also starting to consider what would it look like to have our own team that takes care of all this.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm asking everybody this. So generically, Aaron, what was your feeling this week? Like, I'm not going to say I'm not asking about the state of trade shows in general, right? This is more about InfoComm. This is more about the AV industry. What is your feeling about the AVIXA? What is your feeling about the industry after this week?
I mean, I've been so hyped this whole week. Like, I think it's just everything's been amazing. And some people may feel that there was kind of a down dip in things between supply chain issues and whatnot, and that maybe things wouldn't be like as amazing, but it looks. I mean, obviously it's Friday, so it's not as busy. But I mean, we were in the back row, and the amount of people of traffic that was coming through there was incredible. So I'm like, I feel like we're back, baby.
Yeah, I would say that as somebody who, so I did my day job this week and met with vendor partners and trying to get from point A to point B. Now, I purposely left a half an hour in between. Number one, I can talk. And number two, getting from point A to point B was very difficult Wednesday and Thursday.
Right. It was.
So I would agree with that. Mike, same question. How do you feel about the industry? How do you feel about the show, the AVIXA?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously, this was the biggest InfoComm, post-pandemic yet, right? So it was super exciting to see that we're continuing to make that recovery happen. And again, I've been a big fan of AVIXA for a long time, and I appreciate everything they do and love what they do, and all the more, right? I mean, honestly, it was a chance for them to let an end user organization have a booth on their trade show floor, and I can't tell them how much I appreciate them taking a chance on us to pull that off, right? And I'm sure they're going to get some backlash for that, but hopefully people will see that it's a benefit to everyone involved.
Yep.
So,
well, there's two things. Number one, as a fellow exhibitor, I think it's a huge benefit. I know that you guys are already back for next year, which is huge as well. And Joe Way kind of sort of broke something. Now, technically, we're recording this on Friday. That episode's not going to replace until the following Monday. This episode's not even going to happen for the next week.
Right.
But you guys are doing regional shows.
That is correct.
And the first one is with Aaron.
Yes.
Yes. We figured timing-wise, it worked out that we're going to do one in the Baltimore, Washington metro area.
All right.
And it'll be quick to turn around to come from this to that, but I think it'll come together, and it'll be nice to be able to bring this on a smaller scale to local areas, and then give kind of people who may not have been able to make it here the opportunity to meet with some other like-minded individuals.
Yeah. And there are several of those. That's one of the things in talking with folks in education specifically. Their travel budgets have been cut.
That's right.
Right, vastly. And so either they couldn't make it to the show, or scheduling and stuff like that. So that's a huge benefit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, we would all love to bring our entire teams here, but a couple problems. We have, summer's our busy time, so we've got a time problem.
Yep.
And we just don't have the money to send that many people. So the more we can, offer these regional opportunities, we're just going to get this more overall participation from folks who wouldn't otherwise have been able to attend.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Aaron Moran, how do people connect with you?
Yes, so you can reach out to me on my LinkedIn at Aaron Marmoran. I'm also on Twitter at Smarin_off_ice.
All right, and how do people connect with HETMA?
And HETMA, you can find us at hetma.org.
All right. Peterson?
Yep, you can reach me on email at mikeped@iastate.edu, MIKEPED. And you can find me on Twitter at ped1971.
All right, to end and wrap up and get us out of Orlando is three people that are fantastic, and I am not qualified to do that, to have them on here, so Erica Carroll is going to take over for this part.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
I'm good. She's from Mersive, by the way.
I am from
I had to do that
Mersive.
part.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Who else do we have?
Oh. Joining us today are two other lovely guests. We have Jennifer Goodyer. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello, how are you doing?
Doing great. Thanks for joining us today.
She's from RTSales out of Atlanta.
She is from RTSales. And we also have Brittany DiCesare.
Yes,
Thank you,
hi.
Brittany.
Thanks.
You want to intro where she's from?
She's from Control Concepts.
She's from Control Concepts.
They're 25 years old now.
25?
Yeah, they can rent a car.
Finally.
Whoa.
We're adults now.
Congrats.
I didn't say that. I said
No,
you can rent a
your
car.
car insurance went down.
It did.
Yes.
All right, now I'll stop putting Erica on the spot. So, Three fantastic ladies, three fantastic women in the AV industry. I am going to ask you about the women's AVIXA Women's Breakfast and stuff and how that, but first and foremost, you guys have different perspectives on this show, right? Not to be silly, but Erica, you spent most of it in a booth.
I have.
Right? Jennifer, right, dealing with, as a rep firm, you've gone around not only to your vendors, but also your clients. And Brittany, working with those vendors and manufacturers, trying to make sure that you guys, as Control Concepts, can partner with them on software and development. So Erica, first and foremost, how was the show for you and for Mersive?
This show has been excellent. We've had some truly consistent flow and traffic coming through the booth, but not just that, it was even on day one at 9:15 a.m., you could feel just this energy ramp up and coming onto the show floor, and it lasted really consistently till about 4:30, right before people were leaving.
Yeah.
So I was really excited about that, and it was really fun to share that with my team, who, for some people, are here for the first time, and there's a lot of people, on the show floor that have never even met before, but have had all of these Zoom meetings, and I think that has attributed to a lot of that excitement as well.
Yeah. Jennifer, same question. You and Brittany, as opposed to Erica, you guys were walking the show floor.
Yes.
So how did the energy feel? How did the show feel for you?
I got to agree with Erica. That energy has been here the entire show, and I'm just seeing so many people I know the entire show floor that I'm Zooming with all the time, and you're finally meeting them in person. There's nothing like that.
Brittany?
Yeah, the energy in here has just been incredible. Even today on Friday, it's still so much energy. There are still a lot more attendees than even I expected. And it's been great. Everyone's just been so excited to see everyone in person, to be able to just see people, to even hug people again. It's really been wonderful.
All right, so let's talk about the what we have here and what we've seen this year. Brittany, one of your kind of initiatives, and I had Steve on at the last episode. I interviewed you guys about a month ago.
Yeah.
Talking about why you're coming, right? Control Concepts is a control and software developer. Talk about what you're seeing as far as the move from hardware.
Yeah.
Nothing against hardware, y'all, right? Don't throw things. But moving from hardware and integrating more and more software.
Yeah. Well, now it's become realized that it's so important to be present in all of the ecosystems across all of the control platforms. And so to do that, having an API is that first step, but it's not the only step. And so there's so much work to be able to get it to a level where programmers can take it and easily implement it in the field. And so that's where we come in, and we're able to assist with all of that. So it's been great to talk to manufacturers, some who are like, oh, I really need someone to help me do this. I didn't realize that an API wasn't enough. Yeah. So it's been wonderful. We've made so many new contacts. We brought one of our developers for the first time, and he has had such a blast being able to just geek out on everything and be able to talk API with people and express the need, because he's programmed in the field as well, so he understands why it's so vital.
All right, Jennifer, from a cross-platform, cross-manufacturer standpoint, when you're coming away from this show, and next week, next month, as you're talking to your clients, which are the integrators, right?
Yes.
What are you taking away from this show as far as technology or as far as where the industry's moving?
So I got to talk about the software side of things, believe it or not, but everyone is really trying to genuinely be more agnostic, I feel like, across all of my manufacturers. Yeah. No one's trying to tie you down to using a specific software anymore. It's now third-party, agnostic. We want to work with everyone. And that's a cool feeling in the industry, that everyone can work together.
All right, Erica, I'm going to have you play off that. That is different than even 10 years ago, where the term walled garden, right, it was ubiquitous here, where if you didn't do X, Y, and Z inside our ecosystem, well, then you're out, right? Yeah. Or you needed somebody like Control Concepts to help you kind of figure out, where the secret back doors were. How has that change happened, and what does that mean to the industry?
I think it's led more into this whole unified communications space. Everybody wants to play along with each other. We all benefit being able to communicate and talk in between our own individual platforms. So I think it's only been a positive for the industry, and I can see, a future where there'd be more collaboration, bringing in more people like Control Concepts to actually make that conversation happen between devices.
All right. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the AVIXA Women's Council and also the other initiatives inside the industry for women in the industry. Not for nothing, but Jennifer and Erica also host AVNation's Women in AV podcast. Erica, what does it mean, like today, if you look 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the initiatives and quite frankly, the movement that women in the industry has made?
I think the movement has been huge. And, Jen and I spoke a little bit about this earlier, where the conversation has changed, where it's not just, 10 years ago, it was, yes, we want to empower the women. Well, now we have a really good subset of women in the past 10 years or so. So now the conversation is, how do we empower them? And what does that actually mean within your own organization, not just fully industry-wide? Because we have built these networks and we are empowering those women to grow within their careers and to take on new challenges and to become more technical resources in the industry, not just the behind-the-scenes marketing finance. Yeah. So I'm excited about where we are, and I think we're in a good trajectory, even with Rosie Riveters, which I'm selfishly going to plug there. Bringing in the new generation of Pro AV in general.
Right. Jennifer, talk about that, because Erica's right. 20 years ago, if there was a woman in an integrator or a manufacturer, they were in marketing, right, or they were in finance. One of the things that I've learned over the last couple of years is the importance of representation.
Yes.
Not to be stupid, I am a white guy, right, in a white guy's industry. So there are still things that I'm learning, right? Yes. Even at almost 50 years old. And one of those things was representation, because it is not something that I naturally thought about, right? I don't know what you want to call that, but it's not something that occurred to me. And a couple of dear friends was like, no, if I see somebody that looks like me, that is me in a position of, of decision making, or, in a programming role as opposed to marketing, right? Or in an engineering role as opposed to finance. That's important.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
How important is that movement from marketing, which I love? Don't jam on my marketing. I'm the head of marketing for CTI, and we've got really great folks. But how important is that from that move from kind of behind the scenes to more frontline?
Well, that's actually why we chose the podcast guests we did today for our Women in AV podcast, is because they are both, one is really into programming right now, and she's younger, she's new to the industry, and the other one is Effie, who became the president.
Freaking president! I cannot tell you how incredibly happy I am for her.
I know, and that's why we want it, because representation matters. But representation matters in those technical roles. And so we wanted AJ to see, hey, if you work hard in this industry and you follow what you're really interested in, what your passion is, and that's the technical side, that's okay, because look, you could be a president of a company one day, a major company.
Brittany, same kind of question is what have you seen over the last 3 or 4 years as different organizations has risen up, right, to provide that representation, to provide those opportunities for others?
Yeah. We're lucky enough at Control Concepts, we have 2 female programmers on our team. And again, it's so important that females see themselves in these roles, especially as they're growing up. And growing up, we're taught to be perfect, and perfection matters as females. Yes. And in the opposite vein, and I can say this because I'm a mom of 2 boys, and I've said this to them, it's all focused on bravery. And you are so brave and strong. And so being able to speak those into women rising up in the industry, that they can be whatever they want to be within this industry. Yeah. There are no boundaries to the possibilities here. And the more that they see these women like them in those roles, the more confident they'll be to pursue that.
All right. As we wrap up here, and I'll start with you, Brittany, on this, what are you taking away from this show specifically for the industry, right? And it's an overarching, it's a big question, and you can take it out, whichever direction you want. But walking away from Orlando this year, as we all kind of go our separate ways today and tomorrow, what feeling are you walking away from the industry today?
Definitely hopeful.
Okay.
It almost feels like we're back to 2019.
Yeah.
There's definitely so much more energy than there's been in the past. And it's, all of this is in the follow-up. So you've got to do something with it now.
Absolutely.
And so let's take action. We've heard a lot of things. There's been so many different trainings and topics that have been talked about. Let's actually go out and act on the things we've accomplished here.
That's awesome. Jennifer?
Connection. I was reminded, like you said, it felt like 2019 again. It was being connected with all these people again, and I'm in a family industry, not family industry, a family company, and this feels like a family industry. It really does, that connection with everyone. So I'm walking away with the warm and fuzzies from the show, I gotta say.
That's good. Erica?
I would say innovation. I think this is the first time that all of us have really gotten together, specifically in Orlando, because it draws a very specific regional crowd. And the last one was obviously the post-COVID version, and the amount of people that are here and the technology that's being showcased is incredibly innovative, and I'm excited to see where it goes until InfoComm next year and where we're able to take it, because every single one of these people walking around this floor are thinking about how they can utilize that technology in their own applications, and I'm excited to see what that ends up looking like.
That's very good. That'll be a good place to stop. Erica Carroll from Mersive. How do people connect with you or Mersive?
People can find me at ecarroll@mersive.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn at the Erica Carroll.
Very good. Thanks so much. Jennifer, how do people connect with you or RTSales?
So LinkedIn, Jennifer Goodyer, and RTSales.com. You can find all of their other information.
Very good. Brittany?
And you can learn more about Control Concepts at controlconcepts.net, and you can reach me on LinkedIn and Twitter at BrittDice.
All right, you can also find Erica and Jennifer on AVNation on the Human Baby podcast every month. For us, for me, for Tim Albright, do not follow me on the Twitters. I don't care what Joe Way says, but go by the website if you would, please. AVNation.tv, that's AVNation.tv. You'll find this program and a host of others. Right now, Jennifer and Erica both mentioned they also recorded a Women AV podcast. It is just phenomenal. And honestly, I would rather you not listen to AVWeek and go listen to them, mainly because I just, when I saw the information, the press release from FE coming out, I just go watch that one. You'll find that, you'll find a State of Control, you'll find a whole bunch of other, and a bunch of videos from InfoComm 2023. So all that and more at AVNation.tv. That's AVNation.tv. Thanks so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. That is all the time we have for AV Week.